Alright, guys. So, considering this is the last comic review of the year, this one feels pretty apt. Like, it feels pretty appropriate to this be the last comic review of 2024. And that is because this is Nightwing The Leap, and we're about to leap into a new year. However that goes. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Nightwing The Leap is Volume 4, technically 5, because there was the Fear State tie-in, of Tom Taylor's award-winning Nightwing run. Chris also booked from Chris. Chris, thank you once again, brother. And he also did send me Volume 5. I really can't wait to read the entire series, because I think there's only 2 more volumes of the series, because it's 6 and 7, technically 8 and 9. No, well, 7 and 8, excuse me. Yeah, I can count. Yeah. So, technically, there's 8 books in the series. I'm sorry, I'm being pedantic, but that Fear State tie-in should have been... Because it was in it was in the lineup. It wasn't like in a Marvel book where, you know, they get their own miniseries to go alongside it. It actually happened in their book. So it should have just been Nightwing Volume 2, Fear State. I'm sorry, I can't let that go. It bothers me. Anyway... so here we go. Nightwing The Leap. This covers issues 97 to 100, as well as the Nightwing Annual. This comic deals with the fallout of what happened with Blockbuster. If you guys remember, Blockbuster was taken down in battle for Bloodhaven's heart. And in doing so, Heartless, the new villain that Taylor has been building up throughout the series, and yes, I know the comic series is over. I've been reading by trade, and it's kind of a nice gift every time I read it. So yeah, no spoilers if you've read that far below of what goes on with Heartless. But yeah, Heartless kills Blockbuster at the end of it, and now there's a power vacuum in the city, and Heartless is planning on taking over. On top of that, Nightwing, Dick, and Babs are in charge of protecting Tony Zuko. And Tony Zuko, if you guys remember, had a quote-unquote daughter who was actually Dick's sister. Yeah, it's a whole thing. The mayor, she was like, really, it turns out she's the half-sister of Dick Grayson. You'd think that would be stupid, but thankfully Tom Taylor's a competent writer and doesn't make it like, oh, I'm your long-lost sister and everything's cool. No, there's like stuff that goes along with it. But yeah. But for the 4 issues that we have of this, insanity ensues because out of fucking nowhere, of all the things that happen, a Nightwing imp called Nightmite has appeared and is here to be Dick's #1 fan. I am totally convinced that was clear. Like, Tom Taylor must have been a big fan of Teen Titans, the animated series, because Nightmite is clearly meant to be Larry from the fifth dimensional imp that was a fan of Robin. In fact, there's a moment in here where he's like, I personally ship him with Starfire, but hey, totally fine, you're with Batgirl. I'm like, yep, this is supposed to be Larry. Like, this was supposed... Like, yeah. And also his reverence for the Teen Titans. You cannot tell me this man loved the 05 cartoon. You cannot tell me fucking otherwise that he loved that cartoon. So yeah. There's actually, like, it all feels like those 4 issues really don't feel connected all that much. It feels like a bunch of one-and-dones, but there is the through line of there's this power vacuum going on, and oh yeah, we're dealing with the aftermath of Dark Crisis. So, you know, there's that, and this also gives us the introduction of the Titans replacing the Justice League for a hot minute. Which I really need to read the next volume. I really like Tom Taylor's first volume of Titans. I really would love to read the next I'd really love to continue reading those Titan books. But, yeah. Anyway, so Heartless gets built up. In the annual, we learn about Heartless's origin, which, yeah, they kind of reveal, yeah, it was the bully the whole time, that Nightwing's old bully, Shelton. Because only a real psychopath would be called Shelton. And his story is really fucking dark. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's almost like Dexter, but if his mentor, like, took him under his wing and made him worse. It's horrifying. You also have a little story with, Haley, Nightwing's dog, the three-legged dog. She has her own little adventure in her dreams. And we also, and I'm talking about the annual here, where John goes to Dick for training. Yeah, that's a cool one too. It also there's a great moment in here. It's a moment I really love where Bruce and Dick are like talking at Alfred's grave, and they're just kind of like chatting back and forth, and they're basically having this conversation, and like Bruce is like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, and I'm sorry I pushed you away, and then Dick just runs over and hugs Bruce, and he's like, I love you, Dad. And I'm like, that's the moments I live for the most. I also know, like in the later story arc of Tom Taylor's Nightwing, I do know there's a point where Bruce gets in the Nightwing costume, and that's been memed to hell because he's not Nightwing, he's Nightbrick. I don't know. It's like, what makes you think I'm Nightwing? I don't know. Nightwing is a 190-pound twink. You're a 200-pound brick of muscle. Oh my God, you're Batman. I am the Nightwing. If you know what video I'm talking about, congratulations. All in all, I've been really loving this new. I've been loving the Tom Taylor's books. Like I said, I prefer to read and trade. So yeah, I know the story's been over, but still. Anyway, Chris, thank you so much again for this comic. I continue to love Tom Taylor's Nightwing. It's probably some of the best DC stuff I've read in a while. And not to say, like, I haven't read anything good. I've been finding some good stuff here and there, but this is definitely like the crown jewel of the DC books. Anyway, so there you go, guys. If you haven't, like I've been saying this whole time, if you haven't been reading Nightwing, Tom Taylor's Nightwing, go get the trades and go check them out. Anyway, so there you go. There is my review. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.